This is a little bit out of the ordinary type of video for me. I'm also going to be letting the folks who have this kind of engine, you know, whatever, motorheads, home mechanics, let you know what's going on, you know. So I'm going to be putting my engine size in the description so that the searchers can pick it up. But anyway, a lot of people have been wondering, you know, whatever the heck happened to my car that the engine blew up, you know, and I said that. Well, I've finally taken it apart and I documented everything, you know, on video, but, you know, my procedures, taking this off, taking that off. My goal was to take off the head that's on top of the engine block, but and because I had a couple spark plugs that were smashed from the bottom up. Why did that happen? Well, it's not good. Well, so anyway, I just did a short thing. I had to go out there. I had to go out to the car, out where it's parked, you know, because of it was getting pretty darn dirty. I really don't want to get rid of the car yet, because I'm thinking if I can get hold of a little cash, you know, I might be able to find a, you know, like a used engine or a smashed car that I could take the engine out of and swap out the engines. Yes, I do all that stuff myself. I'm a home mechanic. I'm a home carpenter. I'm a home plumber. Through the years, you know, I've learned how to do this and that. You know, repair this, repair that. Most of the time I succeed. Sometimes, you know, things just don't work out the way they're supposed to. To the non-reading type of folks out there, don't be alarmed, don't be scared of, you know, my appearance and such. But this is just a little informational type of video. Okay, yeah, so anyway, I had to go out there and wash that car off because it's been sitting there for several months, and I didn't want the neighbors or the city to say, hey, you got a junk car sitting in front. You know, it's a nice looking car, you know, unfortunately the engine went kaput, you know, so yeah, so, you know, I put out on the social networks or Facebook, would you like me to make a little vlog of that activity? And I got a lot of positive feedback. Anyway, yeah, so the video coming up is of me going out there cleaning off the car so that it doesn't look like a derelict piece of junk, and then I'll show you the little shot of the head. The head goes on top of the engine block because I wanted to see the condition of the pistons that are in the engine block, because I had brand new spark plugs which I replaced when the engine started acting a little funny, and the spark plugs, two of them were smashed, and they really shouldn't have been that way unless something hit them. So my objective was to take off that engine head, to look down and see if the pistons and the cylinders, if you understand what I'm saying, were okay. Because if it was just the head that got all freaked up, you know, I probably would have just changed the head and I'd be back on the road. But as the video shows, it wasn't just the head. And what else do I need to tell you about it? It's a shame, you know, it's a nice little car, so hopefully I'll get hold of another engine somehow, somewhere. Some way, we pray, right? Things have a way of working themselves out, so right now the car looks like it's still on the road, even though that thing ain't gonna roll anywhere the way it is. So enjoy my silly little infomercial type of video, and that's about it. Roll them. In the picture, I got the hose. nothing mystical, magical about what's going on here. Same old chit chat, trying to do this with one hand. We can do it. Gotta hook up a hose that I haven't used in a while. We'll see if it works. I'm gonna put the camera down for a minute so I can hook up the hose. Okay, got that part of the hose hooked up. Now I'm gonna go and look at the other part. Put the nozzle. We'll go over and hose off that car. And then I'll show a picture of under the hood. That engine has to be clean. The engine needs to be clean, changed. Well, I washed off the car, but I couldn't let the camera keep going because there was too much water flying all over the place. So I'm going to take apart the hose and we'll go over and take a peek at the car. Well, let's take a look at the head. The head's what I removed to see what the other damage was. Just use the trunk as a place to put all the parts and stuff. And look at the parts, pieces. Well, here's some of it. Notice missing valves. That should be there. But they are not there, so after I removed the head, let's go look at the block with the pistons. And let's see what we got here. Well, trust me, those holes on top of the pistons should not be there. But anyway, these are part of the valves. And every piston has a hole in it, pretty much. I wasn't too worried about, I sprayed off underneath here with the hose too. Not too worried about the inside of the engine because, you know, it's pretty well screwed up. That's just the strap of the camera. There's that new starter that I bought. But if I get another engine, I'll be able to use a lot of the parts. But the final outcome of the engine, it looks like the timing chain slipped, jumped, and the engine just had a complete heart failure. Yeah, pieces of parts of the timing chain thing. It's a guide. Yep, shouldn't be that way, but everything points to timing chain jumped. Everything inside the engine went in the wrong direction, and this is the outcome. Yeah. Well, let's go back inside and get back to the Mystic Charles Command Center. Well, that's the situation of that car, that engine. Yeah, those cylinders, well, the cylinders that didn't look too bad from the way it was, but every piston had a hole smashed into it, so that engine's not worth fixing. And, you know, unless I can get a cheap engine, you know, it's not worth, you know, saving. And, you know, I'm just saving it because I got half the stuff off of the engine, and I've changed engines before, so if I run across it, you know, an engine, well, you know, I'll do it. If you know a different type of engine that could go inside a Cobalt, let me know. It's a 2006 Cobalt.